Ratliff. I have really worked with horses my whole life. I've only had one other job that was not horse related. And that's actually the job that I was working when I started working here. I was a Title I reading and math aide in Carrier Mills. And we were off for the summer and my gelding colicked. So I ended up camped out in here in the back and just kind of ended up sticking around helping the rest of the summer, and I never went back to the school. So I fell in love. So first thing in the morning, I walk in, I check all the phone calls, the messages, make sure there's nothing that we've missed there, check the voicemails, and then from there I go into checking out all the pending lab work that we have hanging out, getting Coggins and whatnot sent out. I do all of the ordering for the clinic. So I'll go through the pharmacy, kind of check in with everybody and see if there's anything that anybody needs me to be working on in particular that day or needs help with, and just make sure everybody's got what they need for what we have scheduled for the day. Autumn's pretty on top of that though, so there's really not usually much for me to do in that respect. And then tackle the phone calls that come in for the day and managing the schedule. So in my particular position, I get more of a chance to actually talk to the clients while they're not dealing with a horse and juggling everything and trying to take in that everything Dr. Travis is telling them in the exam room. So I actually get to talk to them. I get to hear all the funny stories about, the stupid stuff their horses have done and all the silly little cute things. And so I feel like I get to see, or at least to hear about, what are the personalities of their horses and just all the goofy stuff that they get to do. So I really like that. I actually get to talk with them a lot more than I feel like Autumn and Dr. Travis get to do sometimes. So I really like that kind of intimate part of the client relationship there. And I think my favorite client memory would have to be about this time last year when we were having a really bad botulism outbreak in the area. One of our Amish clients was actually unfortunate enough to end up with 3 of his mares in here with it. One of them was so bad we didn't even want to make her get off of the trailer. So he and I were standing out in the trailer running fluids and plasma to her, and we had been chatting, and he just got really quiet and was just staring at the mare and petting her, and he just turns and looks at me, and I feel like he was trying not to tear up. He was getting really emotional about it, and he looks at me and he said, "This mare does not owe us a thing in the world." He said, "None of them do. We owe everything to her." And I didn't even know what to say to that. It just struck home. And it holds true for, I feel like, all of our horse clients. Like, they don't owe us anything, but they give us everything back. I think it's fantastic. So without the teamwork, none of us would get anything done in here. It's a lot of communication, and we all have to bounce everything off of each other to kind of keep each other on track. It takes every single one of us to get things ordered, make sure we have everything, make sure everything's where it needs to be. It's really just a complete group effort all day, every day in here.
What goes on in the clinic?
All of the record keeping, the thought that goes into all of especially the strange cases that we have in here, or something tricky that's going on, just how much brainstorming goes on behind the scenes, everybody pitching in, trying to figure out, what could we try, what could be done different. There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of record keeping, a lot of ordering, a lot of cleaning. The cleaning never ends in here. That's probably the biggest thing, is trying to keep this place in working order. Give me a minute on that one. There are too many of them. Usually the best ones are the kiddos' horses that we get in here. Just keeping them going at their best. I don't know. That's not answering that question. Just the ones that come in here, when you see them walking in the door and you think, oh gosh, they're not walking back out, and they do. It's just all of those. I couldn't pick just one. It's all of them that you don't think you're going to be able to save, and then Travis figures out how to do it. You can't pick. There's too many. He saved so many that none of us thought were going to walk back out of here. Makes me not want to own animals, because I think of everything, especially the horses now, that can and will go wrong. And it seems like, since I've realized all the things that can possibly go wrong with my horses, they've started happening. Now that I think I faked them into happening. And a lot of the little things, like little management things, especially with how I feed, how I turn out, that's really changed, trying to keep a constant amount of grazing or like forage for my horses when I'm trailering and whatnot. There's just so many little management things that I have changed that I feel like has made a world of difference in my horse's happiness. So you learn something new every single day in here, and everything you think you've done right has probably been wrong. So that's what I have gathered. To be prepared mostly for the range of emotions that you're going to go through in a single day. It's from frustration and happiness and the really low moments that you're going to go through. You can try your hardest for days and days, and sometimes things just don't turn out the way everybody would like them to. And trying to suck it up and put on a good face for the next client and not let that affect their appointment. It's kind of difficult some days. You really just have to be prepared for that. And for the chaos. Some days it's super slow in here and everything's, smooth sailing, and other days you're gonna wish there's like 4 of you. You can't keep up. You don't know which direction you're going. So be prepared for that mentally. Can't have a queasy, sensitive stomach. You're gonna see some nasty stuff. It's gonna become like normal dinner table talk. You're gonna get funny looks. When you go out to eat, the things you're talking about you don't realize are actually really gross. It just all becomes normal. But on top of that, the satisfaction that you go home with 95% of the time makes all the low moments worth it.